Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And people are waving at me across the street here. I'm finally making it, Mom, if you're watching at home. Finally. But we're here for an extremely special grand opening at Placa Souvlaki, which is located at 62 Newark Street. We're actually going to have an interview with Nick Babalos. Why does that name sound familiar? It's the same Nick Babalos who is the owner of the Malibu Diner. He's off to his new venture, co-owning this location here on beautiful Newark Street in Hoboken. And we're also going to have Krista Stucchio making her return to the Pulse, trying, of course, the new food here from @#foodpick. Let's head inside. Let's interview Nick. Then we'll join Krista with the chef straight from Greece. I'm excited. I'm cold. I want to go inside. All right, now inside the beautiful Placa Souvlaki with my man, co-owner Nick Babalos. How did I pronounce that?
Placa Souvlaki.
I knew I got it wrong. I knew it. I said it wrong outside, so don't make fun of me as well.
It's all right, Peter.
There you go. Of course, Nick, as I mentioned, looks familiar. This is his second time on the show. We're going to get him a media credential. He's been on the show so much. Nick, thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. We're here at the Placa Souvlaki at 62 Newark Street. Just opening up now in January, and Peter's here to try out some food and do a little review write-up on our spot.
Absolutely. Look at that. He even gave you a rundown. I mean, I didn't even have to give it to you outside. He just did it. Nick, what made you want to open up a takeout joint that specializes in Greek cuisine?
Being Greek and being in the restaurant business and in Hoboken my whole life, we realized that Hoboken was lacking a good, authentic Greek spot. So we decided to open up Placa Souvlaki, which it's named after Placa, which is a neighborhood in Athens at the foothill of the Parthenon, where souvlaki was introduced back in the 1950s to Greece. So our specialty is souvlakia, gyro, which we're foregoing the traditional vertical rotisserie, and making a product that is that has no frozen meats, no MSG, no fillers, which is healthier. You're less filled with sodium after you eat it, and a more authentic, clean product that I believe and I know Hoboken has a market for.
Unbelievable. Nick, this place is absolutely stunning in here. I mean, from the mural that we're standing in front of, how much work went into creating your vision of, I feel like I'm walking into Mykonos here in a small cafe.
You're walking into Placa.
Placa, excuse me.
So this was an old taco place 2 times before.
Correct.
During COVID, it was out of business, so we found the spot. It was small, but I said we can make it work because we're on the south side of Hoboken, where it's just a busy avenue, Newark Street, where a lot of younger clientele come and go to the bars, and also our goal was for delivery, pickup, and to service pretty much Jersey City and Hoboken. This place had a lot of work to be done, more than what I expected. It took us a little bit longer than we expected, but we finally got it through. The administrative process in town was all very helpful, and we are here today in January, and we should be in our soft opening, and we expect to fully launch sometime in the month of February, and by March, when the season opens up, we'll be cranking.
He'll be cranking, all right. And he even brought in a chef from Greece, which Krista Stucchio is actually going to be with him making the dishes and trying the dishes afterwards. Talk to me about what made you bring the chef.
So being in the restaurant business my whole life, I understand food, we can make food, but we decided to bring a professionally trained chef who has finished like 4 culinary schools. He's a teacher, and he's also a star, a celebrity star chef, and has his own television programs in Greece. So he came to bring our flavors from 90% to bring it the whole way home to 100% with his special fine tuning of his spreads, his dips, the seasoning of the meats. And we've been here for the past 2 weeks just on and off cooking and trying out food, serving the neighborhood locally. They've already had our food for the past 10 to 15 days. And I believe we've reached the point where we can now open and serve the public.
That's what we like to hear. All right, let's bring it to the main attraction, which of course is Krista Stucchio and the food here and the chef. So I'm going to send it out to Krista in the kitchen, and let's have some fun.
Thank you so much, Peter. I am so happy to be back on the show. I am here at Placa Souvlaki with Chef Valantis. Did I say that
Krista.
correctly?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
Valantis.
great. He is here all the way from Greece, which I'm so happy about. I've never been to Greece, so I need to get there someday. You can
have
give me
to
some
come.
tips.
You have to come soon, and after this food here in Placa Souvlaki, you will come more fast. More
Perfect.
soon.
Well, we're going to be making some food today. What are we starting with?
So today I will show you something different.
Okay.
Until now, if you taste Greek food, today you will taste the real Greek food.
Okay.
The real gyros and the one different technique.
All right.
Here
So what do we
in
start
Placa
with?
Souvlaki, we make one different technique that nobody do it in this country. Nobody.
Nobody.
You have to show that.
So this is authentic. This is super
Yes,
authentic.
we have, we have the pork here.
Beautiful.
We cut it already in a slicer machine. And we don't do the gyros like this is going around.
Okay.
We do something different. We put it in the grill like this.
Wow.
We're waiting some seconds. We put out the paper.
Listen to that sizzle.
Yes, but I'm sure that nobody do this technique in New Jersey, in Hoboken.
One of a kind.
Yes. And what we do after? When it's ready, we turn it.
Okay.
We are waiting, and we go there. And there is a big secret what we do.
A big secret? Are we getting this on camera?
Yes, and this is
All right.
why we are the real Greek food in this town. We do this, we turn it.
Got some nice grill marks on those.
Look like this.
Beautiful.
But now you have to do this. You are the chef.
I have to do it?
Yes, it's your job now.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let's see. See how
From this side.
from this
up,
side.
And after you have to turn it.
Ah! How was that? How was that?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
Getting a little stuck, but that's okay, right?
It's perfect.
We're trying. We're trying our best. Oh no!
Okay. If you turn it, don't move it again.
Okay.
It's
You just
like
let
this.
it go.
Yes.
Okay. It just gets stuck,
Okay.
and that's where it stays. Oh no! I need practice.
You need practice, and the practice is to come very often here to eat.
Okay.
This is your practice.
That's my practice.
And here is the best secret and the difference that we make with the other restaurants, with the other shops that sell gyros and souvlaki. We cut the gyros with this
That's so
technique,
fun.
and this is the point that is fresh, without nothing inside. Real meat, only marinated and fresh.
Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Also, what is this tool called?
This is knife, a big knife. This is mezzaluna.
Okay.
Mezzaluna, big knife. You like it?
It also kind of looks like a mustache.
It's like placa.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Wow,
So-
it really does smell amazing.
You have to try, my dear.
I feel so cool.
Be careful for your head.
Powerful. This is fun. All right, is this chopped
Oh,
enough?
you're so good.
Are you gonna hire me?
You can come here to work if you want.
Okay.
We need people.
All right, is this good? Are we chopped?
Yes, but
Okay,
wait
beautiful.
to make something more.
We have more.
Look. Put some oregano,
Oh,
salt,
okay.
and now it's the time to taste with the hand. Taste to understand the real different
Did I
gyros.
just drop this on my shirt? Yeah, I did. Oh my god. It's so good.
Yes, it's good.
Oh,
I
you don't
think
want
it's-
any? Yeah, taste your own food.
Wait to see something more. If you put in more dressing, you can understand more difference. Taste again.
Ooh. It's very light, a little tang.
We
Really
are
good.
the real Greek food in Hoboken.
Oh my goodness.
So, I will prepare for you some meals,
Okay.
and I will come outside to taste with you.
Amazing. All right, we're sitting down. We have all this beautiful food in front of us. Where do we start? What do you want to start with?
So, beautiful people, beautiful food.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful people right here.
We have
Beautiful
some
food right here.
starters. It's avocado tzatziki. This is beetroot salad.
Okay.
This is spicy feta salad. Here we have fava beans. It's beans that we blended. This is normal tzatziki.
Normal, no
with
avocado.
No avocado. And here is eggplant salad.
Oh, I
Here
love eggplant.
the most popular, the most famous Greek salad.
Which I hear that this is top-notch feta, like the best feta I'm ever gonna
Yes,
eat
because
in my
it's
life.
real Greek ingredients. All the ingredients we are import from Greece, and this is the important. The taste is there. This is the point that we do real Greek food.
Yeah, I'm excited to eat that feta.
And here we have one superfood salad with quinoa, lentils, caramelized onion,
I love
feta,
caramelized onion.
and salmon, and grilled vegetables. This is real superfood, and they have everything you want to eat in one plate. I prefer you can start from there.
I'm gonna start here.
Yes, and
Okay.
after we go to the main.
I'll try and get a
Meals.
bite with everything in here. So we've got, this is salmon, right?
Salmon,
Salmon, and we've got quinoa,
quinoa, lentil.
eggplant, caramelized onions. I gotta get a bite of
Yes,
feta
and the
on
feta,
there.
Yes, this
It's a good
is-
bite, right? Good
this
bite?
is it. You like it?
I love it.
Okay,
I could
now
eat
I
this
will
every
take
day
it.
for
Now I
lunch.
will take it.
Absolutely not. Wow.
Now, so you will continue with the others?
All right.
Okay, so we finished with the starters. Now it's starting with first with gyros.
Okay.
This is what we make different and this, but the gyros it's the difference from every shop in this town. The technique and the meat. You have to start. It's potatoes, tzatziki, the other you know it.
There's a lot of ingredients here. So we got some,
Yes.
we got our meat, we got some fries, we got onion,
Tomato.
and we gotta get some tomato on there too, yeah. And then we got our tzatziki. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
This is more fun
Yes, it's good.
than like a big sandwich, you know? I like having the platter.
Now,
Great fries too.
you want to taste the same with this or this. This is the plain and for the spreads and
There's
starters.
also, we've got this red sauce too.
The harissa
The
sauce.
harissa
It's
sauce.
one tomato sauce,
Should I dunk in there?
traditional, and it's our favorite sauce.
So I got the tzatziki and the harissa sauce now. Good combo.
Strong, strong.
Wow. I
It's
expected
real.
that to be heavier,
Yes.
but it's great. It's a nice balance with the creaminess of the tzatziki too. Okay, so this is bacon wrapped.
Yes.
chicken.
You can do it like this to bite, or you can make small bites.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rip it off first because that might get a little crazy on camera. Wow. I've had chicken kebabs, but not with the bacon.
Yes, it's better,
That's
more
delicious.
tasty. You have two kinds of meat, so it's coming one to the other, and it's delicious.
Amazing. Wow. I don't even know what my favorite is here. What's your favorite out of everything?
My
on this table?
favorite is gyros,
Yeah.
and this sauce, and this sauce. But
This sauce,
yes,
I would.
these two plates, it's my favorite, really.
I love how excited you get. This sauce I would buy in a bottle.
Oh, in the bottle?
Yeah, if you sold this
give
in a
me
bottle,
2 liters, please. of
Bottle
hot
it up.
sauce.
I will buy it. All right. Any last words for our viewers?
Sorry?
Any last words?
Any last words? So, when you come again?
Will I come again?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I will be. I'm going to take my friends here and post some pictures on my Instagram.
So,
Delicious.
we are waiting you in Placa Souvlaki, all of you, and you, of course. And come to taste the real Greek food.
Come to taste the real Greek food. And you're getting me a plane to Greece, right?
Yes,
Okay.
if you want.
All right. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B. and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. And folks, we are traversing this great city of Hoboken. We were at Placa Souvlaki, and I know I'm still butchering that name. My apologies, Nick Babalos, with Nick Christostuccio, who made her return. But we are at another hopping, happening, hip, I can't think of any more H adjectives, place here in Hoboken. And you're going to have to find out in 2 weeks where we are. So be a little patient. I promise we'll bring Krista back down here, but stay tuned for that. A person who can't wait for the conference championship games later today is our sports insider every week, and that's Mr. Eric Cruz. Eric, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, Pete. Thanks for having me back after a terrible weekend of picking games.
You took the words out of my mouth.
A great weekend of football, no doubt.
Exactly.
But terrible picking by myself.
Exactly. He went 0-2 last week, in case you guys didn't know that. I mean, I had to just throw that in there for the Sunday games. 1-3 overall. But like you said, it was just an awesome weekend of football. Every game came down to what felt like the last play.
Yeah.
I mean, and certainly better than the wild card week, where the only good game involved America's team, which we're not going to talk about. Moving on. The first game later today is, of course, the AFC Championship. Patrick Mahomes back there for his third straight year facing the miraculous Cincinnati Bengals. Who do you like in this one?
I'm going to just start off with picking the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Amazing game against the Buffalo Bills. I mean, just looking back at that game, just the way Patrick Mahomes led that team, you know, you get so much of your social media platforms going on, and you get the sound effects and what they're saying on the field. Kansas City, you know what, kudos to them, you know. They had every reason to go down, put their head down, 13 seconds, this game is impossible, and they didn't. And Patrick Mahomes proved that he's a leader and that he's just maturing beyond his years already. Fifth year in the league, fourth conference championship, trying to make it his third Super Bowl. Got to give him credit, but I'm going to take Kansas City just because of their leadership going in.
All right. Now, what's interesting is you have Joe Burrow, going against Patrick Mahomes, as you mentioned. Who would have thought that Patrick Mahomes would have been the veteran in this game? But clearly he's showing why he's the highest paid player in sports history with bringing his team. This is why you sign him. You're selling his jerseys, to make his salary, right or wrong.
Right, absolutely. So. Well, you also got to look at what kind of what kind of leadership that guy just brings to the game, He's a young guy, so a lot of the kids look up to him. So many kids want to grow up to be like Patrick Mahomes. He's a leader. He could run around. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got great weapons around him. He plays for a great franchise, a great head coach. So, it's important to have a quarterback. Quarterback is the number one guy on that team. The team goes how he goes, and how Patrick Mahomes has been playing for his whole career so far, which a short career. There's no doubt and there's no reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are where they are right now.
And you know what's amazing? I mean, it was almost like a prelude of what we're going to be seeing in the future with Josh Allen. The AFC quarterbacks are going to be unbelievable. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Forgive me if I'm forgetting anybody.
Yeah, no.
It reminds me of the old days when it was Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Well, Tom, I know you're still there. Tom, terrific. And then Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers in the NFC. Yeah. I love to see a new quarterback class on the horizon.
It's safe to say for the next 10 to 15 years, the AFC is going to have one of the best quarterback classes, in history probably. The way these guys are playing, the levels that they're at. Joe Burrow in his second year in the NFL, AFC Championship, first quarterback to ever do that. these guys are doing things that's never been seen before. So, it's exciting. It's a great time to be an NFL football fan,
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to the NFC Championship, the night game, as we like to say, and it's the Battle of California. Yeah. I mean, it's the red-hot San Francisco 49ers visiting the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles is trying to be only the second team in history, but the second year in a row that play the Super Bowl in their home stadium. This matchup is very interesting. There's a lot of talent on the LA team, and there's just unbelievable coaching, I think, on both teams. But Kyle Shanahan definitely doing a remarkable job with San Francisco. Who do you like in this one?
Well, before I pick, I want to put the emphasis on what's the key to this game for me, and it's Jimmy G. Right? Everybody's talking about Jimmy G. Oh, they got through Dallas. They got through Green Bay. It wasn't because Jimmy G they got that way. Obviously Deebo Samuel is I call him their super weapon. He pretty much does everything, catches the ball, runs the ball. But Jimmy G to me is the key to this game. If the Rams can continue to pass rush the way they did against Tom Brady last week, get to Jimmy G, create turnovers. Jimmy he hasn't been the best at not committing turnovers.
Right.
Earlier in the year we talked about, San Fran and what would be the keys to them making a run. And for me, it was Jimmy G playing flawless ball. And, although it is hard to play flawless ball, you kind of have to at this time of the year. And Jimmy just hasn't been doing that. So if I'm the Rams, I'm going to continue to be emphasizing that pass rush and make sure that my back end tries to take care of Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. But on the flip side, I love Matthew Stafford. 12 years in Detroit. Odell Beckham, up and down career, high with the Giants, low with the Browns, in the NFC Championship game. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Wow.
I'm going to go with the Rams
Wow.
because, like we talked about last week, they're stacked, and they're riding high. This is it for them. This is it for them. Matthew Stafford, you bring him in a trade. Von Miller, you bring him in a trade. You got your pieces like Aaron Donald. You got your guys there, Jalen Ramsey, that they can help you win a Super Bowl, and this is their time. So for me, I'm going to go with LA in a really close, tough matchup. They're going to snap that 6-game losing streak that they have against the 49ers, and it's going to be at home, and they're going to go.
Everybody's talking about that. Of course, they're both in the NFC West, so they see each other twice a year, which means that LA hasn't beaten the 49ers in 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, which is phenomenal. And when what happens when you keep talking about that, usually it gets snapped. You're 100% correct there. But I mean, Jimmy G, obviously he's due for a couple of turnovers per game, but all he has to do is manage the game, correct? And, I know you picked the Rams, but do you think if Jimmy G were to manage this game, San Francisco could pull this out?
No. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because the way San Francisco played against Green Bay, he wasn't able to manage that game. He turned the ball over.
Right. Okay. One of the worst plays.
And it was a sloppy game in the cold. In the snow.
Right.
And it wasn't, it's not ideal. But he's got to be more than a game manager because the Rams aren't managing games. They're trying to score points. They're attacking you downfield. Cooper Kupp over 100 yards twice against this 49er team. So, he's going to get his bread, right? It's up to Odell Beckham.
Right.
All this talk about Odell Beckham. Hey, it's time to show up. First 2 games, a no-show for the Rams. It's time for that guy to show up and prove why for a long time he was one of the better wide receivers in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Jimmy G can just get by managing things. He's going to have to make some big-time throws. They're going to have to get George Kittle involved, get these guys involved early, and score some points. Because if they go down 17-0 like they did in Week 18, to me, in my books, the way the Rams defense is playing right now, there's no coming back from that.
There's no coming back. Eric Cruz predicting Chiefs-Rams for the Super Bowl 2 weeks from today.
I think that's going to be an amazing Super Bowl, by the way.
Yeah, we'll be plenty of time to talk about that, Eric. Absolutely. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in a few weeks. All right, buddy?
No problem. Thank you.
Absolutely. Folks, we will be right back. Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. And folks, we are full of surprises this week here on the show. Still here in this secretive location that you're going to have to find out in 2 weeks what we're doing here. And the person to my right, we have a big announcement here on the Pulse, and that is we have partnered with the podcast H-Town. Did I get that correct?
H-Town Breakdown.
H-Town Breakdown, that is. I don't know. I don't even know my own partnerships anymore. And we have half the team here, and that's
we do.
Leah Garcia. Leah, how are you today?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Peter. This is great.
Oh, my God, and I could feel the energy. I absolutely love it. All right, Leah, you are born and raised in this community like yours truly. Why don't you talk to us about a little bit about your background?
Well, that's a great way to put it, obviously. I am born and raised, one of few, sadly.
Not many of us, no.
No, not at all. So it's great to be here with you today and just to be with a fellow born and raised, of course.
Yeah.
I went to Ola Middle School.
Wow.
It's a dual language charter school. I just took my SELA biliteracy test today, so I'm officially bilingual, I guess.
But, it's like you didn't grow up speaking
I
another
know. I
language,
don't know
right?
why
Come
I
on
need to
now.
make that official, but
Well, listen, I guess, you can walk around with a card now in your pocket.
yeah. Right. So I attend High Tech High School. I'm a broadcasting major, and I'm one half of the co-host of H-Town Breakdown with my partner Taylor Shaw.
And Taylor, you will be on the show very, very soon.
Yes,
we
yes,
wanted
you
to
will.
bring Leah on board here just to explain what H-Town Breakdown is. So before we get, you know what? Why don't we start with that, actually? What type of topics do you normally cover on H-Town Breakdown?
Well, that's great. So first, my friend Taylor and I, we wanted to start the show because the impetus behind it was we noticed that there wasn't really a conduit between the council and the youth, and it wasn't really something that was like for students led by students,
Awesome.
So we noticed that, and we were like, oh, this is a perfect, niche opportunity. And I brought along my best friend Taylor, who, if you meet her, she's hilarious. And when you guys do meet her, she's hilarious. She's like 4'11". She,
I guess she's hilarious because she's short?
No. No, her height deficiency does not make her funny, but she is funny. And she's just great. And so once we noticed that there was a problem, we wanted to obviously fulfill, the needs to solve the problem. So we started the H-Town Breakdown. And now we're currently doing, interviews with young entrepreneurs, like Joe from Elite Kicks, to assembly
cool.
people, to local politicians, like the council people and Councilwoman Emily Jabor. And
Cool.
it's been amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Taylor, we look forward. Folks, the next time I'm on here, I am leaving, or just the next time Leah's on here, I should say. I'll be on here next week, hopefully, unless I get my pink slip finally. But anyway, the next time Leah's on here, she will be here with Taylor, and they're kind of going to just take over the segment. We're going to have an H-Town Breakdown on the Pulse type of thing.
Woo!
Look at that. She
Yes.
absolutely loves it. And they're going to take over. And Taylor, we love you even though you're short. The only short person we don't like is our political analyst, and that's Josh Sotomayor Einstein. And that's why he's not on today's show, and hopefully we will never have him back, but we'll see. We're so happy to have you, Leah. So, Leah, where do you envision this podcast going besides this new partnership with the Pulse of Peter B?
Well, that is a great question. Honestly, I can just envision and manifest. That's a big thing here in 2022, and with my generation, we love to manifest. I can envision it just growing exponentially and it being the hub for all the local news, the dish, and just the conduit between, the local youth and the council people, or even everyone in Hoboken, perhaps even statewide now that we're partnered with you.
Well, maybe. I mean, goodness, you're blowing smoke.
a lot
My
of
head
pressure.
is already
I
big,
know.
Leah. It cannot get any bigger. All right, let's talk about a little bit about your other endeavors, let's just say. I know because, what other 18-year-old, sorry, I told her age on camera here.
Oh.
What other 18-year-old, only does one thing, but I got to be honest with you, I haven't met an 18-year-old that's done so many cool things. And why don't you talk about these other cool things that you're involved with?
Well, of course, and you just made my hag even bigger, so thank you for that. But basically, I coined this phrase during the pandemic called passion projects. But I recently found out when I was doing a pen interview that it's actually a thing, a passion project. So I was kind of let down by that. I thought it was my phrase that I could just coin. But basically, I started my own nonprofit, and I also developed an app called Motivate You.
What? Do you still go to school or no? I mean,
Yes, I do. I think my mom put something in my milk when I was little because I don't know. I just
Margarita, we love you. She's just joking around, right?
yes.
And that's so amazing because I mean, I almost admire the work that you're doing because there's, what happens when you're at your senior year of high school about to go into college?
Right.
You get very, very consumed with, oh my God, college life is starting.
Yes,
With
definitely.
you're living in the present. You're not really worried about the future too much.
No, yes, exactly. It's really important to live in the present, like you said.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to talk a little bit more about this new partnership that we're going to have, folks. So we're hoping to bring on Leah and Taylor
Yes.
once a month. H-Town Breakdown. Oh my God, we're getting filmed. We're getting big here, Leah. I
Oh,
told
wow,
you. You see
we're
that?
blowing up.
I mean, it's all Leah Garcia. Trust me. Anyway, we are. Hello, hi. We wave. Don't worry about it. I'm here. So. Do you see it, I guess, expanding? Like you did mention that it's going to be expanding almost at a statewide level.
Yes.
Do you see it, I guess, talking a little bit more about, and you mentioned you speak to assembly people and council people and things like that. So it seems like it's very, very civic oriented, right?
Right.
But, we have some of the best food influencers on the post, in my opinion,
yes.
with Krista and Daria. And I'm not saying that because Daria is very close to me, or excuse me, Krista's very close to me right now. Do you see it expanding into something more of a variety type of podcast?
Oh, honestly, I'd love for it to expand into a variety type of podcast. Honestly, Krista and Daria probably have the best jobs with trying food all day and going to all these different restaurants. So that is very, very ideal. But yes, I do see it growing to a point where we can just expand and go past, just civic conversations.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, Leah. So, we do have a couple of seconds here left in the segment. Why don't you tell the audience where people can find your podcast, where people can follow it, and so on, if that's what they do. I'm not really good at podcast lingo. I'm not really good at much here. And possibly any other information that you want to share. So.
Of course. So you guys can find us actually on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as Anchor, on the H-Town Breakdown. And also The Pulse. Let's give it a huge shout out, of course. But yes, be sure to follow the Instagrams as well, the H-Town Breakdown. Follow my personal account as well as Taylor's, Leah Garcia, and Taylor Shaw. And just stay tuned for future episodes.
I absolutely love that. Stay tuned. H-Town Breakdown on The Pulse. You're not going to want to miss it. Leah Garcia, thank you so much. We look forward to meeting Miss Taylor Shaw. So.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right, folks. So that is H-Town Breakdown on The Pulse. It should be about a monthly segment every month. Stay tuned to our social media handles and all that good stuff to see when Leah and Taylor will be on again before they go off to college. And, we'll miss them and we'll have to drive to their dorm rooms and do it from there.
Yes, of course.
Unless Leah doesn't go that far. Exactly. Thanks again. I really, really appreciate it. Folks, join us next week for The Pulse on everything.
Ooh,
You
I
need to
love
know.
that.
Look at that.
Yeah, I love that.
She's even taking over my intro. I'm nervous about my outro, I should say. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.